So this video sort of piggybacks off my yoga for people with special needs video. And what I thought we should address is yoga and the nonverbal child. Now, nonverbal and preverbal are different. Preverbal is usually a toddler or someone that's forming their language, whereas nonverbal is a condition that can extend your whole life, and it just means that you do not speak. You might use a communication board, you might use a computer. There's lots of different ways, but you're not producing words in general. You may only have a few words, you may have 0 words. Some kids are nonverbal, like my son is actually becoming verbal. We didn't know if he would ever be verbal, but he was nonverbal for the majority of his life so far, and he's 5. So it's great, but we also don't know where it's going to extend to. And I just wanted to address how yoga helps children with nonverbal, and also different things to look at. So this can apply to toddlers too. It's kind of an important thing to think about when you're working with real small kids as well. But if you are working with a person who's nonverbal of any age, I just wanted to really highlight that they might be watching a video like this. You might be bringing them to a class, and there are times where it seems like they're not engaged. They're not paying attention, and I wanted to basically highlight, don't feel like you have to force them to engage. And most parents of nonverbal kids and adults, most educators of nonverbal children and adults probably already know this, but especially if you're starting your journey and your child has special needs and they may be nonverbal, or maybe you don't know if they'll be nonverbal, it's a really good, important thing to address, and just to let you realize and understand that just because your child or your adult child or whomever the person that you're working with that is nonverbal is watching this, they might be staring off into space like this. They might kind of go within themselves. That doesn't mean they're not getting something out of the yoga class. And I think a great example is my son for the longest time. I mean, both being a toddler running around and just generally climbing on things and being a playful kid, and also not being able to express to me with expressive language what he was getting out of it or what he was understanding. My daughter, she might go to a class, still be a toddler, not paying attention, but afterwards I could say, hey, what did you like, or what did you learn? And she could tell me. My son doesn't have that availability, or certainly didn't. It's sometimes he's able, but not always. But then you see the benefits of the yoga later on. And my example is, I've given it in a different video, but my son, when I said the word calm, sometimes we have to focus on calm hands or calm body because he is stressed out and he's frustrated, he's angry, he's overexcited, and that might make him get really just kind of physically agitated. And we have to remind calm body, calm hands. And at the same time, he'll take a deep yoga belly breath and he'll go, and sometimes his hands will go to his belly. Sometimes he just takes a deep breath in and looks at me like, see, Mom, I know it. But it's so impactful when you see that. You go, hey, it's working, and they're learning, and it's making a difference in some way. And you might see it through transitions. A child might be calmer during a transition if you practice a breathing exercise on repeat, kind of like Sesame Street. You repeat it over and over. You find one of the videos that they like, and that's their video, and that's a calming thing for them. But then you learn later, you might see them doing the same breath exercise when the video is not on, and you go, hey, they're learning it, and they're finding a calming technique that works for them, something they added into their emotional toolkit or behavioral toolkit. So don't discount the value of yoga, especially when you're dealing with anyone who has nonverbal tendencies or challenges, because it really, just like any other education, it's getting through and it's working, and it's going to take the same kind of patience and passion and flexibility and variations that any of their education probably does, but it'll be beneficial in the end.